Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Arletta. I'm coming live and direct from Arletta Unleashed. And I'm not sure what the title of this blog would be, but I know in some ways it's a continuation of the blog that I did a day or so ago, which was about check your ego. And essentially, that's what I've been engaged in the last 2 days. And I went to bed early last night. Um, I don't know. It was I wasn't I didn't feel like posting a blog, and I don't know until about 11, which is unusual for me. And I woke up, I don't know, like around 3 o'clock this morning, and I stayed up to like 6. So stayed for like 3 hours before I fell back to sleep. But what happened during that time, and I think those hours of the night as you're going into past twilight into the early morning hours, are some very spiritually powerful hours. There's some interesting energetics going on at that time. But I was just kind of doing a checklist as far as this whole check your ego thing. And I realized that my indulging of my ego was playing a little bit more of a factor in a lot of my different choices and perceptions and experiences than I cared to acknowledge. And the first thing was um, the my ego, my desire for, I guess, other people's approval has always been at the forefront since I decided as a little girl to acknowledge and accept programming as far as how I perceived my body and how I perceived my appearance and my size and my weight and all of that. And it's like when I think of myself and how I look or what size I am, the first thing that I think about is not me and my well being and my health and my sense of appreciation, but what will someone else or other people or the them think. Y'all know about the them. Those them people that we use, that we have this jury or judge in our head of this mass of them that we try to go and please. Um, I call it the whole mass conformity complex, mass consciousness bullshit. But anyway, it's very real, and I was like, this is crazy. Where I would go this long without really just allowing myself to just like me, like the way that I look, appreciate it, finally let go of worrying about looking fat and being fat, which is something that I took on, programming that I accepted when I was about, I don't know, 10 or 11. And it has been, I have willingly allowed it to be a burden ever since. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Spirit had told me that it was time to let go of these goals of business success and financial success. And when I started thinking about it in terms of ego, I was still trying to prove that I was better than the others and more successful or had accomplished more according to all the insane criteria that mass consciousness has programmed us to think that determines what success is, when it really ain't got shit to do with that, and that's all an illusion anyway. All reality is an agreed upon illusion. So I decided to sever my course with that and no longer agree upon that illusion. So I did that. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, different challenges that I've encountered as far as um, relationships. For one of the things that has been a challenge for me is to be able to acknowledge that I, Arletta, Bahima Sapphire, actually occasionally need help and support and assistance. And I ain't got it. It ain't all straight. And I don't have it all under control. And that's still the energy that I was putting off in response that I get in most situations. People, you know how you have people who you just want to help or assist or help make their projects happen? Well, I was one of those people who people assume that my shit is straight, so I never received that. And even if someone offered it, I wouldn't accept it. And that's ego too, because that means that I was coming from a position where I wanted to be better than or more powerful than, wanted their approval and some other bullshit. So I was like, no, because life is a communal effort, whether we like it or not, and it's about providing mutual support, mutual love. It's about an exchange, and if we don't or only allow ourselves to be one-sided in that, we cut ourselves off from so much, so many blessings and assistance, and even it can severely impact how we're able to interact with others. And so I was like, okay, it's time to get rid of that. That's also very ego based. So I'm still checking this ego, and I'm doing all this. It's like early in the morning, right? So we got the relationship thing where I need to be right and in control and better than, and we got the business financial success thing. Then we have the body image thing, and then it was about my art and my expression and me wanting others' approval and me needing to be the best and me looking outside of myself for acknowledgement that my work is actually good. And I actually decided that I'm really going to allow myself for the first time to like my poetry. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but we kind of picked up this really fucked up idea, which is part of this crazy mass consciousness program, where as long as we downplay our abilities, our skills, and our talents, it'll serve as a motivation for us to keep doing better. But no, it serves more as a hindrance than a motivation, even though some people say that a system propels them. It can to an extent, but at some point you reach a point where you can't get any further because you want to allow yourself to like your stuff. So you start sabotaging it because you don't think it's worthy of going to higher and higher levels of expression and acknowledgement and the extent to which you choose to share it with the world. So I decided to check that as well. And that was it. That was it. And today has been interesting. It's almost a full moon now. And full moons, things really, really come to a head. I love full moons. They can be a little scary at times. But I feel kind of empty. I let go of some old friends. But I'm glad that I did, because I feel like there's just this space inside of me where, yeah, I could just feel and flow with positive energy, and thank my ego for how it supported me up to this point, but then tell the parts that didn't work. Goodbye.